So this is the start of a new project where we're going to take this room here and we're going to change it. We're going to make it a completely different experience and work around what already exists. So let's get started. So we're gonna have to put a bunch of foam stuff, this stuff here, onto the walls to make it look kind of cave-like. We are channeling our inner gratuitous sets to do this. If you don't know who they are, we'll put a little thing up there for you to see them, and you should check them out. They're great people and do amazing things. So let's mix up some of this cheap-ass expanding pore foam. Like, there's certain things that smell a certain way. Like, there's certain spray paints people like really love the smell of, and like I have a friend who loves the smell of gasoline. I'm like, that's a little weird. But like, my favorite is the rock texture, like the chunky rock texture spray paint. I don't know what it is they put in that stuff, but it smells real nice. Not like I'm gonna put it in a paper sack and huff it nice, but it's like, oh, I like the way this smells. But there's this lacquer I found the other day that was foul. Not a fan. Not that I sit around huffing spray paint, but you know, when you build stuff and you don't wear a mask like you're supposed to, because you're like, this is fine, I'm just spraying a little bit of this. You notice these things. So we are going to smear monster mud on some of the stuff that people can't actually touch. There's a test spot up here. If you swing the camera up, you can see it up here. We've already kind of started messing with it a little bit. Put some wire mesh up here, and so I'm going to make monster mud. Well, technically monster mud 2.0 apparently is what somebody, Van Oaks Props calls this. It uses thin set mortar, this stuff here. And I'm using flat black paint because that way it lays. So I'm just gonna mix this up, and you can watch, and then afterwards we'll lick the beater clean. Dave, ready for your examination?
Yes. Ready? I was born ready.
2 cups of this actually makes a fair amount. Like if we did some of this yesterday too. If you look over there on that rock wall. The undercropping, like 2 cups of the thin set did that whole, like, whatever, painted outcropping, I guess is what you would call it. By the way, you can do this by hand, but it sucks. I believe I have whipped it good. Yep, it's done. Okay, great. The stuff that we're using here, as I mentioned earlier, is called Monster Mud, and it's used in haunted houses to hard coat stuff. Usually you dip fabric into this stuff and then drape it over things to make it look like cool Grim Reapers and things like that, but in this case, as you can hear, it's pretty hard. We're going to be smearing it onto this mesh, so to create a rock shelf, essentially, that is, people won't be touching it. So normally I would have put more structure underneath this wire mesh, but because nobody can reach it, it's actually okay for it to be kind of not sticking to that at all. I had to use my hand for this. I decided last minute, because of the vertical issue with this mesh, I'm going to dip some cloth type stuff in it. And again, because it's not touchable, it doesn't have to be like much more than this. And because this was a last minute decision, my friend Ronnie, who was holding the camera, was like, hey, I have, for some reason, a lot of these towels that she apparently has stolen.
No, they're from the car wash.
From the car wash.
When you go to the car wash, they ask if you want an air freshener, and I say no, I get an extra towel, and then I hoard the towels.
Oh, okay, yeah, you definitely have. So thank you for sharing your hoard treasure with us.
You're welcome.
See if this works. Oh, that feels great. I should probably be wearing another glove.
I was gonna say, do you know you're not wearing 2 gloves?
You just asked me if I knew I was wearing 2 gloves. Let me answer that with no. No, I wasn't aware I wasn't wearing 2 gloves. I was like, this feels different on one hand than the other. So as I was saying. So we have abandoned the cloth for a brush because the cloth was just too heavy, but it was worth trying. And now normally the Monster Mud is done with like a 5-to-1 ratio of joint compound and latex paint as opposed to what we're doing. But I actually think this is faster and a little more economical. This is the controller box that is going in that hole we just cut up there. As you can see here, we're using DIN rails for cable organization, speedway here so as to hide all the stuff. And of course, the new FlexMax 2 from Fried Ideas to control all of our stuff, DMX, lighting, all the logic and stuff. We have here the Bluetooths here. This is how the NPC is going to talk to the players until he isn't. And then here's our power supply down here. It's a little dusty. And then this is some of our override stuff so the Game Master can override scenes in case something stops working. And there'll probably eventually be some DIN rail relays that go here, as well as there's always surprises that happen with these things. So I've left room to be able to put other components should we need to. There should be a 12 volt, 10 amp power supply here. Normally these are to mount on the DIN rail here, but the problem is these boxes are not deep enough for these. So I decided to get some really heavy duty double stick tape and just mount it sideways in here, which seems to work just fine. And like there are 3D shelves you can 3D print to set these on, but I like that this is just here. Like I got a hold of some of the shelves and I was messing with them because you could Velcro them in place, and I'm like, this ain't moving. Like it's the same stuff that I used to stick this raceway down with. So I know this isn't gonna move, which is nice. So it's nice to be able to fit one of these things that would normally stick out to here in this box. So here we are in the Dexter Murder Dungeon Cave thing that we've been making this week. And now I'm going to get myself into this ET clean hazmat suit looking thing, and we're gonna paint the walls, and hopefully nothing bad will happen. This is gonna be warm. All right, so I'm all protected now. I look like a giant, well, you know what I look like. So we're gonna paint this wall first over here, and I'm gonna see if my glasses won't fog up completely by the time I'm done. So I'm also not gonna wear this hat. That would be stupid.
Guys, look. The first prop is on the wall. Isn't that exciting?
Oh, this is the fun part, where I have to get wires
through all of this. On the upside, I'm Batman. So this is the laser line gun here that shoots a foam dart to the end of a very long pathway. This is for running wires through ceilings like this, drop ceilings. And before you fire it, you have to say, "I am the knight." So I came in today, and you can tell I was tired last night running these wires because, well, they're not running to the ceiling. You think the players will notice? Here's a little pro tip. Don't wire while you're tired. So we're getting closer here to the room getting done. Obviously we skipped some stuff because we were just working really fast and everybody ran the camera and everything, but you can see behind me a lot of things have been mounted to walls, a lot of paint has occurred, and things of that nature. And the thing that is also behind me here, there it is this giant foam boulder looking thing. As you can see here, as a rope. And we're going to cover it in monster mud like we did with the shelves up here and that outcropping over there. So this will be a fun, long process. So the room is finished, everything is programmed, all the props are in place. So we're gonna show you what the room looks like, a little behind the scenes tour. Now we're gonna do this with the lights on, because normally what happens is players go inside with the lights out, and they're holding these battery powered torches we made. So they normally would go in with these, but we're not gonna do that just yet. I'll show you what that looks like after we go in, and let's take a look. What you're looking at right now is footage of what the room looks like in the dark with the players holding the torch props that they go through the room with. And as you can see, we've added a whole lot of cool stuff to the walls and changed the decor and everything. This room, it looks a lot different than it used to when we first got in here. If you recall earlier in the video where it was like wood on the walls and vinyl brick wallpaper and stuff like that. So we did a lot in here. We added the cave texture and we made all these cool puzzles and props and things to match the theme. And I do want to thank everybody who came in and helped us, who helped film and rub schmutz all over the walls and on the boulder, and just generally kept us company through this long build. Any of the appropriate links and their names will be down in the description below. So also, if you get the chance and you're in Las Vegas, come here to Way of Escape and come play and see the brand new Hoover Dam Secrets. We hope you enjoyed this behind the scenes look at how we plus up a room. And if you need us to plus up a room for you, feel free to hit us up at testsubjects.com. And while you're waiting to hear back from us, feel free to watch some of these other videos we have. We have a bunch of other behind the scenes videos as well as prop making stuff, tips and tricks, and things of that nature. Like, subscribe, hit all the bells, do all the things and all the whistles and the stuff that they tell you to do. That way you'll know when we post new videos. So thank you, and we'll see you next time.